just coming here to talk to you about the possibility of you being the chosen one in your family or being a chosen one as a starseed on Earth. You should stay until the end of this video if you have been experiencing a lot of unhappiness, insatisfaction, and also feeling like you are the black sheep of your family. So stay until the end where I will explain to you how you can detect if you're one of these and how you can navigate your journey here on Earth. So my name is Gabriela Engelhardt. If you don't know me, I am a spiritual coach and I'm also a past life regression therapist. And I want to talk to you. I want to talk to people, empaths who came here on Earth, who are feeling extremely unhappy, unsatisfied, or they're feeling like the weight of their family and their lineage is on them, right? So I am one of these examples, right? So I want to come here to talk to you about this. So if you have undergone therapy, you have read all the books, you have taken certain steps in your life, you took certain steps in your life, right? And you are doing the work, you are, changing your job, you're changing countries, maybe you are doing certain financial changes, you have worked with therapists, you have been reading certain books to change your circumstances, to change or do some healing work, and it's not working out. No matter what you do, even though you have worked with professional people, then you have to stay until the end and listen to this video very well, okay? So if nothing that you're doing right now is actively bringing you long-term changes, is because you have chosen to feel this pain, to undergo these challenges. You have, before you came into this incarnation, you have chosen to undergo this spiritual war. And I know it can be very triggering, and I know you might be asking yourself, like, how is this possible that I chose this reality, right? So how is this possible? When you are in another dimension, in higher dimension, and you are in your soul-based form, you came here on Earth because of a mission or a lesson that you want to learn. Most of the time, it's both of them, right? So most of the time as well, we came here to clean up the energy of the human consciousness, and we have chosen a specific family, we have chosen specific partners, we have chosen specific friends, we have made an entire contract, an entire deal and arrangements to come into this world, and each one of those people that came into your life, they have a role to teach you something. Either it's something beautiful to enhance your life, or either something or an experience that is less desirable, that is painful or even destructive, in order to also help you, okay? So you have chosen your reality. However, you still are in power to change the way you learn your lessons. So the lesson is the end goal. You either choose to learn it through pain, or you learn to choose it to a road that is more supportive. Okay, so you have certain lessons that you will want to learn and you need to learn, but now you have also a little bit of the power, you have the choice to choose how you will learn these lessons. So listen to me. You might be the black sheep of your family. You might be the person that is an outcast. You feel like an outcast either in your family, in your community. You've always felt alone. You've always felt like you were weird and different, and totally resonate with you because that's the story of my life. And this has everything to do with people that came into this earth from another dimension. And probably this is your first incarnation as well. So it's perfectly normal that you either don't like people, you don't want to deal with people, or simply you don't feel like a fit, that like you're fitting into this world, like you're part of this community. Most people that also have their first incarnation, they do not really love their body, so they have a lot of body and image issues because they don't resonate with the physical body on earth. And most of the time they are really unhappy about this life in general, about being on earth. They probably don't want to have kids as well. They don't really resonate as well with certain relationships, so they have a lot of struggle on earth. So if you have a lot of struggle in your life, and no matter what you do, you feel like it's not working out, and you feel like this is going to be your reality forever, perhaps you are incarnated being from another planetary dimension, okay, or from another dimension or another planet. So when you understand this, when you understand where you're coming from, and when you start waking up and you really start to understand your mission and why you choose to come here, you really get a lot, tons of relief, and you start living more intentionally. You start accepting yourself better. You start to have more empathy for other people or your friends as well. And you will have a greater chance to finish the lessons that you have to, to finish up for your family. Because most of the time we incarnate here to help the consciousness of the world, but we choose most of the time very challenging families, households, mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters, challenging households, because we are meant to clean up and heal the family lineage through us, through our experience, through our energy. We are like the chosen one from the family, right? So you chose this reality of pain, of suffering. I know it sounds really negative, but you choose it. But the incredible amount of healing that you will experience for your family, for your community, is amazing. And right now you also are experiencing a lot of pain because one of the incarnation, because when it's your first incarnation, it's a lot of trauma, right? You feel separated, you feel homesick, and you're also carrying all the weight and all the trauma and all the BS stories of your entire lineage. That's a lot for one person to take in. And see how strong you are, that you're capable of doing this, by the way. When you start understanding that you came here because you chose this, you will start to wake up. And what do I mean with waking up? You start to remember your origins, where you're coming from, what you came here to do, and you start getting a lot more peace with those circumstances, right? Because it's a different story when all that pain and and all the hardships, right, in your life feels like it's a nightmare, and it feels like it's just that you have bad luck, versus understanding that you consciously choose to come to this earth and experience all of this bullshit in order to attain a higher mission, to be a part of a higher mission, right? And I would recommend you to read the Dolores Cannon 3 Wave of Volunteers book. Actually all her books, but to start with, 3 Ways of Volunteer. And there are she explains that there are 3 groups that came here like in a massive way. They incarnated here on earth in mass groups. And the first one was I believe just after the Second World War. So in the end of the 40s, beginning 50s, so the boomers, you will say, they came here to really start helping the world, because the world was in great danger due to the Second World War, and because of all the atomic bombs and that they were planning on actually destroying the world. So there was a big risk of the world basically being wiped out, and other beings from other dimensions, they wanted to intervene, but they literally couldn't do it because we have free will. So the only way they found out, or the only way they figured out that they could help without physically intervening would be to send volunteers to incarnate in this human body in this 3 dimension to help the world be more conscious, to help raise the vibration of this world, so that people could start healing and they can start to awaken, right? So the second wave of these volunteers were in the 80s. I am from 83. So it started in the 80s towards the 90s, and now you have, I believe, before the Gen Z, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Gen Z, that is the third wave of the volunteers who incarnated here on Earth. So there's a specific mission that all of these waves had, right? And all of these waves had different challenges. And the first and the second wave, which is starting from the 50s and the 80s and the 90s, they are the ones who are experiencing more pain, emotional pain, insatisfaction. They don't like people, probably they don't want to have kids, so they're very lonely and all of that stuff, right? But they had the hardest job. So that's why you're experiencing everything you're experiencing right now. However, there's a lot of work around. There's a lot of inner healing that we as starseeds have to do as well, right? Because we're still, spiritual beings, incarnated beings, starseeds, but we are still having a human experience on Earth. So there are still tweaks that we can start to apply in our life so that we can be more, be more happy actually in this world, or be more in a joyful state while we finish our mission. And I do know that part of our soul misses home, that we are homesick, and the amount of love and the amount of power we had back then, we don't have it here, and that can bring a lot of frustration and a lot of emotional pain. And what I experience as a starseed is a lot of challenges around relationships, because the way we used to have relationships in other dimensions is nowhere to be compared with how people are here in this world, in this dimension, right? So we as starseeds, as our soul, how do I say this? Our soul really feel in that dimension that we can love in a very free way, in a very in a way that we experience more harmony, in a way that is more supportive, that is more unconditional. That's the word that I was seeking for, unconditional. This is here that people are very conditional. Dating is fast. You can break up very fast. People are ghosting. Having a lot of sex without having any emotions attached to it. So we are either very unattached on Earth or very attached, right? And we don't have these experiences in other dimensions. And then you come here and you have all these experiences here. It's very, very difficult and painful. So that's why some of us were very resentful for being here. We're very ungrateful, very, very unhappy. And it's that unhappiness and ungratefulness also comes because we don't really know. We're very unaware. We don't really know why we are here. So we are still believing, we are still in that karmic trap of believing that this is happening because we are just not good enough, or because we're just unlucky, or because we just came into this world to experience bullshit. So when you start to understand that probably you are a starseed, or probably you came into this incarnation to heal your family lineage, then you will experience much more joy, much more understanding. You will have so much more compassion for yourself, compassion for others, and you will just, you will just experience life, in a chiller way, if that's proper English even. And one of the reasons how you can really understand if you are a starseed, or if you came into this dimension, into this incarnation, into this lifetime to heal a family lineage, to be the healer of your family, is to either read books, that are related to past life regression. So you can really read books from Dolores Cannon, Three Wave of Volunteers. That's a really great book. She has done a lot of research through hypnosis regressive therapy, and she has done a lot of study cases, and they're all in this book, Three Waves of Volunteers. And you can also do a past life regression. There is where I can help you to understand your mission, understand the pain you're experiencing right now, understand why you're unsatisfied, understand why you feel disconnected from yourself or disconnected from Earth. Because a lot of people, they feel like they're so lonely, feel really lonely on Earth. They feel like they don't belong. There is an intense grief and sadness emotion that they cannot place, because for a lot of people, that emotion of grief, of pain, of whatever, or resentment, or even anger, it really doesn't connotate to anything they have experienced. So for them, it feels like, hey, I haven't experienced anything that traumatic, but I still feel this way. Like, I don't understand where it's coming from. This must be something either from a past life or something from my family that I'm experiencing, right? Through past life regression, we can also unlock something you have experienced as a childhood. So either it's trauma, we can experience or recall memories from the past that are related to family lineages in another past life. Either you had an incarnation, other incarnations on Earth, or you're a newbie. Most of the time, people with this amount of pain, they're newbies in this physical incarnation on Earth. So you might have had incarnations on other dimensions, but you never had an incarnation on Earth before. So that's why the intense unsatisfaction and intense grief feeling, right? So the feeling of missing something or missing somewhere, right? So if this is something that is really calling your soul, I invite you to do a past life regression with me. Together, we are going to understand what your mission is, if you have certain traumas from other past lives, or if you had a trauma of the first incarnation, how you can heal that trauma, and understanding your mission, and so you can actually recall back your mission on Earth, so you can understand. Because for us, we are very, very much soul based, right? So we operate, so starseeds operate a lot with their soul, and they need to understand. So this is for people who really need to understand. They have the feeling of the need to understand and investigate the levels of their soul, right? The contracts they made, why they're here. So there's a lot of people feeling like they need to understand, or they need to do like a certain investigation of who they are and what they came here to do. So if you have this intense feeling of, if your soul is calling you to do this investigation, then send me a message or just comment down in this video, and I will send you all the information so we can work together. You can do a free discovery call with me, where we're going to do an intro call where I'm gonna get to know you a little bit more and why you want to do a regression, so I can also understand if you are the right fit for a regression therapy right now. But probably you are if you're feeling called to do it, right? And then we can work together on doing regressive hypnotherapy, so we can unlock your past lives and also unlock your soul mission on earth, but also help you to heal that pain that you're experiencing right now. And if you have negative karmic cycles or karmic contracts that you still need to let go of from other dimensions with other people or other experiences you had that are still playing a role right now, we can also do that during the session. So it's a healing session, but also a discovery session of your soul mission, and also discovering where you come from. So if you're a certain race, and where you're originated from, and why you're experiencing what you're experiencing right now, why you have chosen the family you chose, and everything. So it's a very beautiful and very transformative session, especially if you have also psychic abilities that you probably are aware of, but you are afraid of them. You're afraid of your power, afraid of your voice, and you know deep down you have a certain power that you're suppressing right now. But are you tired of living a life like that, and are you feeling the call to start waking up so you can help you can help people start to awaken and raise the consciousness of the world, because that's your mission, and you're feeling uncomfortable because deep down you're knowing that you came here for something, but however you're not doing the job that you were supposed to be doing here. So that's going to trigger you a lot. So if you want to end this cycle of pain, hurt, and suffering of being a human being on earth, knowing or feeling that you don't really belong here, then definitely let's work together, and let's do a discovery call for free for 15 minutes, and then I will give you everything that you will need, the price, the way that you should prepare yourself for the session. So let me know what you find about this video. Let me know if you have any questions here down the video. Let's interact a little bit more here on YouTube, and I hope this message has resonated for you, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.